Would you pay $80 for Borderlands 4 on the Nintendo Switch 2? Now that is the overarching topic of today's video. We're going to be diving into a bunch of different things, but before we do all that, welcome to the first ever long-form video on my YouTube channel. If you're new, if you're not new, welcome. I'm ASICBit, AB, you could call me Jimmy, whichever one you like, but today's topic is a little interesting. Like I said at the start of the video, it really revolves around Borderlands 4, but it also really encapsulates the future of the gaming industry. But before we do all that, let's talk about gaming prices. A lot of people nowadays like to complain about the price of games. For example, when GTA 6 was rumored to cost $150, which was taken way out of context, I'm pretty sure the entire idea of the $150 GTA 6 was the CEO of Take-Two Interactive was talking about how GTA 6, the experience you get is worth $150 or something along the lines of how the experience is worth that much, but the game, like something like that. We actually don't know how much GTA 6 is going to cost, but specifically recently, game prices have just been going up and up and up and up in price. And this leads to a Twitter thread that's very interesting. It's specifically revolving around Randy Pitchford, which is the CEO of Gearbox Software, which is the development company for Borderlands 4. And let's read this Twitter thread just to get an idea of what this situation is about, because it is quite interesting. So the first post was made by Randy responding to Nintendo of America, and it says, "I am so excited for the Nintendo Switch 2, and I am even more excited to bring Borderlands 4 to this incredible, magical machine." Now, a Twitter user responded to Randy and essentially said, "Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't going to pay $80 and feed this notion of constant increase of the price tag. You are the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher." Now, how much say Randy really has with the price of the game is questionable. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he really can't change the price. He really can't influence the price that it's going to be listed at. That's all with the publisher. And Randy responds to this tweet with arguably one of the worst responses I have ever seen on Twitter. And it has two parts. A is probably where he should have left it off at, but then he added B, which is so unbelievably extra that let's just get into it. Randy says, "A, not my call. And B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starfight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school, working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen." Randy, Randy, Randy. If only you had just left it at, "It's not my call." That's all you had to say, but then you went on this spiel of, "If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen." That's probably the stupidest argument I have ever seen in my entire life. And also your claim of this for the Sega Genesis, I paid $80 in 1991. You know why games cost so much more years ago? That's because digital releases didn't exist. In 1991, if you wanted to ship out a game, and he knows about this better than I do, but if you wanted to ship out a game, not only did you have to pay the developers, but then you had to pay to manufacture individual cartridges, the cases themselves, the printing on the cases. Then you had to pay someone to assemble these cartridges. Then you had to ship these cartridges out to stores, and those stores have people to pay, so they'll mark up the game slightly. This is not a good argument. In this age, in 2025, when digital releases are rampant, and all you have to do is essentially click a button, and it's on their device. All they have to do is pay you for the key to download it. There is no excuse for games to be as expensive as they are now. And listen, if you want to list the game at $80, you have all the right to do so. But don't try to justify it with this, "If you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen." No! Why should people pay $80 for half-assed titles with some of the shittiest storytelling you could ever think of when they can just wait a couple months, wait for it to be Black Friday, wait for it to be summer, so Steam has the summer sale, and they just buy it then, 50% off? Like, what's the point of this? You could have just avoided this. And this was received so badly by the community. The original person who sent the tweet to Randy, well, they were not happy. I'm not going to read it because there's a lot of bad words in that. But then Synth Potato, and this is my favorite tweet that I saw. "Dog, we are not paying $80 for a Borderlands game fully knowing you'll do multiple season passes that cost another $100, and you'll probably sell weapon skins too. This is a very important part of this entire conversation. $80 for a game, if it's a really good game, I'd say 60% of the people are not going to complain about it. Sure, there's going to be some people that are mad, but at the end of the day, if it's $80, it's a really good game. It's what the fans wanted. They enjoy it. There's no issue. But we've seen a really bad decline in the gaming sphere where you pay $80 for a game, and then, oh, if you want to actually make progress within the game, you have to then pay more for a battle pass. Then you have to pay more to get in-game currency to buy stuff within the game to then get even further within the game. And oh, if you want to get the new skins, that's going to cost more money. That's less egregious because they're not forcing you to get the skins to actually enjoy the game. But some of these games, you'll see, they need you to buy the battle pass. They need you to buy in-game currency to really make a dent in the story of the game, which is really egregious and disgusting. And it's a trend that you see nowadays. So this entire response of, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen, is complete and utter horse shit. At the end of the day, I think we can all agree that this situation was more of a nothing burger. The response from the CEO was just pretty stupid, and he should have known better than to sit there and say something along. I still can't get over, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. It is so stupid. But unfortunately, I think we can all come to terms with the fact that game prices aren't going to change anytime soon. Inflation is going to exist. The government's still going to keep on printing money, and that's going to cause developers and publishers to want to increase their profit margins as much as possible. And if that means increasing the price of a game, then that's probably what they're going to do.